Today we got to talk about Blake Lively because there has been some other interview moments that have been released where she is coming off like a mean girl. And it's not just the one that we reacted to in my previous video, which will be linked down below if you missed it, where we go over a bit of the It Ends With Us drama. Then we show some other interviews that I reacted to in that where she's just not being a very nice person, to say the least. She is coming off very rude, very entitled, not in a good light. Some of them are very old and she was a lot younger, and you know, people can grow and change, but some of them are newer. So there's this interview where she is pregnant, okay? And this man that's interviewing her says that he was going to bring her something to eat, and it seems like she's trying to joke in this, and I feel like if this was like a standalone interview, it would be just kind of whatever, but it comes off very entitled.
Pickles.
Almost.
You having weird
You
cravings? Almost, because I wasn't sure what you'd be craving.
Nonsense.
That's
Can
not
I tell
good
you,
enough.
real friends bring you real food. I had real friends that brought me these Levain cookies.
That's
Look at
amazing.
That. Have you had Levain in New York?
I haven't had those. Are they
so
amazing?
almost does not count as a present.
Maybe for the next one, because I know you're already hinting at having another one.
I want to get back onto you. Let's talk about you almost bringing. Tell me the impetus of why you didn't bring the present.
I wasn't sure what you'd be craving. What are you
No,
craving?
not about craving. I'm a normal human being. I eat food. I like food. What do you like to eat?
I like, well, I've never been pregnant, but I imagine if I was pregnant.
But why are you differentiating? We're
Because
human beings. We all like food. What do you like? What do you love?
What do you like? I like cookies.
You like cookies from
pizza.
where? What's your favorite cookie?
My favorite cookie would be my mom's cookies, actually.
So next time, I want your mom's cookies.
One of the reasons why this interview stands out to me as one where I just don't like her behavior in it is because there was another one that she did, right? Where she's being interviewed on a red carpet, and the person who's speaking to her is asking her about cravings and saying that his wife has, you know, certain cravings, and she starts saying that pregnant women are just taking advantage of you and using you because they're pregnant, and they don't actually have cravings, and they're lying to you. You have to watch this interview. The way she's acting in this, I do not like it.
Any cravings? How's it going along? My wife's 7 months right now, so I know what it's all like. The feet rubbing.
Well, she's just taking advantage.
Is she?
Totally.
No, Blake, please tell her.
You can exploit it if you want.
I'm rubbing feet every night, Blake.
You're a sucker.
Oh.
Can't fall for that stuff. Cravings, nah.
No?
No, we just lie. It's the perfect way to get what you want all the time. If you want chocolate ice cream at midnight, you have a craving.
You're busting out pregnant women everywhere.
No, I'm teasing.
So no cravings, nothing? I'm feeling good?
Yeah, thanks.
She acts like she gets offended when people ask her about her pregnancies, which to me, I mean, when I was pregnant, I was like dying for somebody to ask me about it. I was like, I would love to talk about this because I'm eat, sleep, and breathing the fact that I'm pregnant right now. It's all I want to talk about. But she seemed to just get offended at it and offended at the questions. Like, how dare you talk about my pregnancy instead of my work? But people don't mean this offensively. There's interview after interview after interview where she proceeds to show that if you comment on her bump, if you comment on her pregnancy, she's going to get upset at you. Definitely don't talk about food. Don't talk about cravings because she's gonna be mad. Like, don't go there because the interview is gonna be a ball rolling downhill from there because she's gonna get upset at you. I also find it interesting that she's, you know, speaking for women that are victims of DV in the movie that she's in, but she also is turning around and speaking for pregnant women about how they're just lying to their partners to use them. If it was supposed to be a joke, nobody was laughing. We have to talk about the Gossip Girl era, which this is so hard for me because I love Gossip Girl. I'm such a fan of it, but it's interesting to me because in these old clips that are resurfacing, the way that she's behaving is less than ideal. She is being very controlling. She is making jokes that aren't really jokes. You'll see what I mean when I show you some of these interviews. But they were doing a panel for Gossip Girl. She throws a lot of shade at Leighton, which when you see the way that she responds to the way that Blake is being, it's even more upsetting because she's so quiet and kind of more reserved. And Blake is more of this like take charge, control personality where when she says these things, you can tell that Leighton is just thrown off and doesn't really know what to say. And for me, like when you're in front of all these people and you're being recorded, to say things like this, make a comment about how everybody likes blondes more just to throw her under the bus, it just comes off like what everybody is saying, and that is that she, at least at this point, was a mean girl.
I think it makes more sense when you're watching a show that there's not an obvious choice between good and evil. So she would seem like the obvious choice, but she's also got, you know, flaws as well. But I think I'm just brunette because of the books. And
everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway. Awkward moment by me.
Leighton just seemed like she didn't really know what to say. And it gets really awkward. And what I don't like about it is she'll say these things as if it's jokes, but it's so clearly not a joke. Nobody laughs. It's not even funny. The only one that's laughing is you. But you're masking being mean by calling it a joke. But it gets even worse. There's another one that resurfaced where she refers to Leighton as a monkey.
Anna. It was another promise was no pet monkey. Yeah. Chuck has a matching pet monkey with coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them.
He's got a few of them.
Come on, it was a joke. Lord have mercy.
I don't understand why she was targeting her in this and being so mean to her, putting her on the spot when they were being recorded. It's just unbelievably rude and distasteful. It's not becoming. It's not cute. The only reason why I'm gonna just let it slide a little bit is that it's been so damn long since these ones were filmed. When she calls her like a monkey, like all I can think about is this other clip that resurfaced where she's like grabbing Leighton by the arm and just kind of like maneuvering around where she wants her to be so that when this photo is taken, Blake can be in the middle. I don't like how she's dragging her around. I mean, like, you need to go here. She's directing everybody. It's reminding me of the clips where she's directing the director for It Ends With Us that have been released, where people were filming her, taking control of that situation, like, telling him how to like pull her in and all that. Like, I mean, girl, you're not the director. And the thing that bothers me the more that I'm seeing these clips come out about her is that it comes off like she just thinks she's the shit. Like, she thinks she can treat people however, talk to people however. She thinks everything that comes out of her mouth is funny. And sometimes I think she is being sarcastic. Sometimes I do think she says funny things. And maybe she's trying to make jokes that just aren't landing. I do think part of her personality is a bit sarcastic, but I also think when someone has that personality, they think that they'll be able to hide real moments where they're actually being rude, but you can't hide them all. Some of them are just so blatantly obvious that you were just being rude here. You're just being mean for the sake of being mean. Let's go over this article where Blake Lively actually praised Woody Allen, okay? And this is exceptionally disturbing to me. And I know there are some Woody Allen stans out there and people who think that he is not guilty of the things that he's accused of. I do, okay? His daughter Dylan and everything she accused him of, I believe her, because the man went on to marry the daughter of the woman that he made children with and was in a relationship with for a really long time. He raised this little girl and proceeded to groom her and is now married to her, to the point where she defends him because she is so well groomed by Woody Allen, and he did not receive any repercussions for anything that he did, to continue to be invited to events and things where he's just praised. And there are some actresses that have actually worked with him, but today we're going to be talking about Blake Lively because she actually praised him, and I think that this is an interesting thing to take a look back on, considering all of these interviews and things that are resurfacing where she looks like a mean girl. This is one of the things that stands out the most to me is how she praised Woody Allen. The title of this article says, "Working with Woody Allen is very empowering," and that was her quote, okay? Lively said that Woody Allen creates a very pleasant set where everybody's just happy to be there and happy to be making a movie and happy to be a part of the film history. The actress said that she enjoyed his confidence in directing, saying it gave her confidence in her acting. "It's really cool to work with a director who's done so much because he knows exactly what he wants," like, you know, the daughter of his ex. "The fact that he does one shot for an entire scene, and this could be a scene with 8 people and 1 to 2 takes, it gives you a level of confidence because he's got it. He knows he's got it." She said Allen is really encouraging and often tells actors to improvise their lines. "His dialogue is so specific and it's speaking in a 1930s dialect and with period references, so it's intimidating to think, oh, let me just improvise blah, 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 blah. But he's very empowering," she says. I know there are some people who don't think Woody Allen is guilty of what he's accused of. I think the fact that he's married to the daughter of his ex that he helped raise is a testament to the fact that he's guilty of the things that he's accused of. I feel like in Hollywood, when someone is a super, you know, well-known director. They make a lot of movies. They've worked with a lot of powerful people. They have a lot of money. They're like at the top of the pyramid in fame and Hollywood and all of that. There are certain actors and actresses who basically sell their souls to move up in their careers. And I think when people work with Woody Allen, that's kind of what they're doing. He's obviously really powerful in Hollywood, because if he wasn't, I don't think he would still be able to work or be invited to events or be praised in the way that he was. But this video isn't about him. This video is about Blake and how she praised him and said he is empowering. To call a man who's been accused of horrific essay against his daughter. If you guys haven't heard what he did, I'm not going to repeat it here because it's disgusting. It's so sick and I don't even like thinking about it. It's just so disgusting to me that someone like Blake would then turn around and be like, he's so empowering to you. And then you go and turn around and make a movie called It Ends With Us that's about domestic violence. And then you can't even do your PR correctly with it. And honestly, all she really does in her PR is just go on these long lists. Like if you listen to the way she speaks, it's just a list. There's no substance to it. It feels empty. It feels forced. There are some positive things that she has said in her interviews about It Ends With Us that haven't been as focused on because everybody's focusing on the negative. But when you have all these other ones where she's like, oh, just look at my outfits, and oh, I got all these flowers on my clothes because Lily Bloom. The fact that she will get in interviews and she will just talk about her clothes when she's playing a character who was abused by her partner, right? And then she's also in interviews praising a man that essayed his daughter and groomed another little girl to be his wife in the future. To me, this isn't somebody that you cast in a movie about DV, and it shows because she can't even properly speak on it. When this was a wonderful opportunity to spread awareness and show support to women who are currently going through this. And I just feel like the way that she talks about it is kind of tasteless. Like, even when she talks about the character herself, she just talks about how she likes new things and old things. And it's like, and you had creative control in this movie? I don't know. I think she just needs to take a little bit of step back and realize that everybody's shit stinks. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, just even this clip, this girl, okay, she's standing there. She's looking gorgeous. Her hair looks beautiful. And Blake goes to fix it. But when she fixes it, she makes it look like the girl just rolled out of bed. And I'm like, honey. Yeah, you have a really great sense of style. You're absolutely beautiful. I think she's gorgeous. I've always loved Blake. I will say that. I always loved her. I don't like these moments that I'm seeing that I've never seen before, but in the other ones that I've seen where I didn't feel like she was being rude, I loved her personality. I love seeing her outfits. I think she's absolutely beautiful. But when I see moments like this, after I've seen all these other clips where she's being rude, I'm just like, girl, it's just whenever you have all these compiled together, it just starts to look like she just thinks she's just the it girl and she can say whatever she wants. She's very rude to men when they ask her about her bump. And also, I want to add this here too, which you all may have seen this now, but the woman that did the interview for Blake where she was really rude to her and it made her want to quit her job, she actually came out and talked about this, and she said that it was so like upsetting when Blake commented on her bump and she like looked down like, do I have a bump? It made her very self-conscious, but then she talks about how she can't even have children.
For me, it was just a conversation starter. You know, she was sitting there. I think she was probably 8 months pregnant. She had it wasn't a small bump even. It was quite big. But I just wanted to say it in a kind of disarming way, you know, congrats on your little bump. And I don't understand still why that is offensive. I find it a little offensive that she said it back to me, to be honest with you. I was like, do I have a bump? Yeah, it was strange behavior to me. If she wants to apologize, that would be amazing. I think if you behave badly, if you own up to that and own it and say, you know, I had a terrible day, I'm so sorry. And maybe she will learn something from that and not behave like that again. Of course, that would be very welcoming, but I don't think it will happen, though. I don't.
After I posted the interview with Blake Lively that a lot of people have been watching, I got so many questions from people asking why I decided to post that interview now, 8 years later. And the reason for that is that I got contacted by another reporter who told me a story that was a little similar to this one that he had experienced. And then we started talking about comparing notes about this. And then I just felt like, you know what? It's not okay to behave like that. And I think it needs to be called out. And so that's the reason why I did that now so much later, and also because it took me a while, to be honest with you, it took me a while to actually get over it. It affected me for a while because it made me nervous when I was interviewing other people after that, and I blamed myself for it for a long time because I felt like I did or said something wrong, and that's the reason why I waited so long. And I actually hadn't read up about all the other controversy that was going on with Blake Lively and her new movie, It Ends With Us. So it was kind of a coincidence, I have to say, that this ended up being posted right now. I came out and apologized, and they probably told her, don't come out, don't react, don't do anything, we'll take care of this for you. We'll just say that it's the journalist's fault and that you were offended by her, and then we'll just plant some other good positive stories. And I think that's the problem in Hollywood and many other places, that people don't own up to their mistakes because they're afraid that it's going to backfire or that it's going to make them look bad. And I think it's time to change that. And I hope this video that I posted could help people own up to their mistakes. And I think, you know, if Blake Lively would have come out in front of this, things would have been very different.
I'm going to call it for what it is. Sometimes she's rude as hell. Okay? Sometimes she's rude as hell. Sometimes she comes off like a mean girl. Does that mean that she's like this terrible person, right? That, you know, I'm going to just hate from here on out? No. I still love Gossip Girl. I still think there are some moments that are funny, but then there's other moments that I feel like she's just being rude, and I don't like it. And I don't think just because you're famous and rich and beautiful that you can treat people like this. Like when someone's interviewing you, that is also their job. Just like how you sit in there being interviewed is your job. And just because you're the one that's being asked the questions doesn't mean you get to be an asshole. All right, we're all just trying to get by at the end of the day and doing what we need to do to get by. So can we just, you know, try not to be the reason why some people are having really bad days because we're being rude for no reason when we know that somebody didn't have bad intentions. I know she's friends with Taylor Swift, and I absolutely love Taylor Swift, who probably won't like me now because I'm doing a video on her friend. Damn it, there goes my opportunity to be besties with her. That was a joke. I just don't like when people treat people like this, and I don't like when people think because they're famous and they have a lot of money that other people are less than them and they can just be rude. Like there are some moments where Taylor Swift has responded to interviewers who were asking her questions that I just feel were inappropriate. And sometimes when I see the way Blake responds to things, like in the ones about her being pregnant, that she thinks it's like one of those moments, but it's not the same and it doesn't translate the same. She's just being a mean girl, okay? But I feel like because Blake and Taylor are friends that she thinks that these are those types of moments, but it's like, girl, your bump is sticking out to the high heavens because you're pregnant. It's completely normal. You're posting pictures of your pregnancy. You talk about your pregnancy. So why can't somebody ask you about it? But I will say this, if you're somebody who's going to interview her in the future, don't talk about her bump. Ask her about her dress that's covering the bump, because all that girl wants to do is talk about clothes. I don't know, guys. Y'all are going to have to let me know what you think down below. To be honest, I think one of the worst things, apart from how she treats people, is that she praised Woody Allen. That is just an interesting choice, isn't it? And I feel like, you know, some people take this path and some people take this path to get them further. And I think she took this one. All right. I think my favorite project she's ever done is Gossip Girl. I mean, I haven't seen It Ends With Us yet. I definitely want to watch it. All of the attention that this movie has gotten has made me want to watch it more, because it definitely wasn't the cover that they chose. I choose this one. This one makes me think of like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, or more indie movie vibes that win like a ton of awards. That's what this cover makes me think of. This one right here, Lifetime movie. I don't love it. I bet Blake chose that one. She's like, oh, this is the one. I love all the blooms, the flowery blooms, and the blooms that are on my clothes, and blooms, and wear your florals to see this movie about DV. I don't know, y'all. You're gonna have to let me know what you think down below, and if you would like to have me continue to cover the Blake Lively saga with It Ends With Us and all the drama surrounding it, definitely let me know. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more of my videos. And if you would like to join my Patreon, it will be linked down below. I'm posting Gypsy Rose interrogation reactions over there, so definitely join, become a supporter if you would like to see that. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon for another video.